Welcome back. If you haven't yet seen our video on Lao Tzu's Secret to Effortless Working, that last production used beautiful imagery and a thoughtful narrative to outline his life, briefly touching upon the Tao Te Ching book of poems that he wrote before disappearing for good. Well, this is the companion video to that two-part series, both videos from which can be watched in any order. So, stay right where you are, because now that you're here, you may as well stick with this short explanation that's designed to help you absorb a specially curated synthesis of Lao Tzu's world-renowned poetry, which has sent gentle shockwaves through society for thousands of years. These insights will provide a great foundation for the broader adventure of the sage's life as a whole, which you can follow up afterwards using the link in the description below. Before we begin, it's also worth mentioning how proud we are for this channel to publish a world exclusive. The reason this unique video qualifies as a world exclusive will be revealed later on, so watch until the end for justification of that rather bold yet sincere claim. You'll also find a bonus section that reveals a valuable secret summary, which is well worth the wait. Let's get stuck in and explore the magical Tao Te Ching book, which has literally changed the world on numerous levels. The Tao Te Ching, roughly pronounced Tao Te Ching, is a tiny ancient Chinese masterpiece of 81 short poetic chapters, written by our mysterious sage Lao Tzu around 2,500 years ago. Barely 5,000 characters long, this powerful little book quietly changed the entire world by providing the skeletal structure of Taoism, which became the beating heart of philosophy that deeply shaped Zen Buddhism. The simple words of the profound poems it contains have inspired countless minds, from artists, generals, and poets, to teachers, CEOs, and even modern physicists. That's why it's been called the wisest book ever written. Most people let this poetry overwhelm them, but its profound paradoxes like do nothing and everything gets done make this thought-provoking passivity poetry one of the most revolutionary acts of anti-hustle literature in human history. That's why we've distilled all 81 chapters for you by grouping that wealth of knowledge into just 8 powerful life-loving themes based around the various common threads of sentiment that the entire book explores across its broad spectrum of heartfelt thoughts. We have curated what we believe to be a universal tome of Tao Te Ching's timeless wisdoms. The original book of poetry is generally comprised of 2 traditional schools of thought, which is why it's divided into 2 sections. The first half comprises chapters 1 to 37 that cover the subject of Tao, or literally Tao, which translates as the way or the path, and the second section of chapters 38 to 81 deal with Te, or literally day, which translates as virtue or power. Meanings of words, quick translation. Each word of Tao Te Ching, originally Tao Te Ching, breaks down as follows. Tao, Tao, means way or path, pertaining to the ultimate natural order or principle of the universe. Te, De, refers to virtue or power, pertaining to the inner strength or manifestation that arises from aligning with the way. Ching, Jing, refers to a work of wisdom or authoritative scripture, indicating that the ancient words and their teachings form an important foundational canonical text. More accurately, in modern Pinyin Romanization, the whole phrase literally translates to the scripture of the way and its power, or the book of the way and virtue, or the canon of the way and its power. So the simple phrase itself has a powerful meaning, implying that virtuous teachings flow from the way, or path of attunement that the poetry depicts. This indicates that the poetic text delivers valuable wisdoms that lead to a balanced and fulfilling life when put into practice. The simplicity of this profound idea has made the Tao Te Ching the most translated book in the world after the Bible, to establish itself as one of the most influential works in human history. The fresh analysis we've curated for you here uses a genuinely original approach to condensing the entire book into a modern summary that is perfectly tailored towards the brevity required for short-form video consumption to deliver the rapid absorption of key takeaways. By watching until the end, you will be able to absorb the full power of our unique 8-sentiment structure, which is designed to adapt these beautiful wisdoms into an accessible, creative format that strives to capture and revere the text's heartfelt essence. By extracting the poem's sentiments and thematically grouping them in this logical way, the entire intimate, ancient text suddenly feels more practical and understandable in a deeply human way. So get comfortable, because you're about to meet a boiled-down distillation of the Tao Te Ching, a version that can gently rewire how you move through your day. Our bid to encourage you to better navigate the modern world will help you handle whatever the world throws at you. Sentiment 1. The Ineffable Tao. Lao Tzu teaches that the ultimate reality of life is mysterious and nameless, the source of everything. At its core, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. In ancient times, this new way of thinking countered over-intellectualism. Today, it invites us to experience life directly, beyond labels, reducing anxiety in our hyper-connected world. Sentiment 2. Paradox and relativity. Life is full of opposites. There is strength in our fragility and weakness, ugliness birthing beauty. Embracing this type of paradox helped ancient sages navigate uncertainty. In modern life, these opposites remind us that setbacks often lead to growth, turning burnout into breakthrough. Problems become lessons, and every cloud has a silver lining. Sentiment 3. Wu Wei, non-action. Wu Wei is the act of responding without force. Lao Tzu said, "The Tao does nothing, yet nothing is left undone." Ancient rulers used this wisdom as a form of subtle governance. Today, we should apply this idea to remind us to work less frantically. When we trust the flow of life and let it pull us, rather than push against it, we can achieve much more, with a lot less stress. Sentiment 4. Simplicity and contentment. Return to the uncarved block. Unadorned simplicity is the epitome of beauty. In consumer-driven ancient societies, this form of minimalist ideal helped to curb urges of greed. Nowadays, this idea can be used to actively combat overconsumption by fostering contentment with the basics of life. So try not to be suckered into the endless stream of media gimmicks, sensational ads, over-consumerism, fad fashions, and of course, social FOMO. Sentiment 5. Humility and selflessness. Like low-level waterlines, the sage patiently endures by putting others first. This idea humbled many ancient leaders into caring more for their subjects and serving their communities, or at least softening their iron fist approach. In our ego-driven era, the same moral helps to build genuine two-way relationships of fairness, equality, and diversity, all of which encourage coexistent longevity and resilience in leadership. Sentiment 6. Softness, flexibility, and the feminine. The soft overcomes the hard. This ethos implies that the feminine, receptive principles of life will always triumph over aggressive transmission. Ancient warriors drew guidance from this idea. Today, we have come to realize that flexibility beats rigidity in careers, relationships, mental health, social culture, and world affairs. Sentiment 7. Wise leadership and governance. Govern lightly, like cooking a small fish. This sentiment influenced ancient empires toward adopting a more benevolent approach to leadership, the theme of which is still relevant today for ethical leadership in international civics, from politics to business. By leading without dominating, the world stage has come to realize that global trade, industry, innovation, art, and technology all benefit from gentle governance. Sentiment 8. Inner virtue, Te, and harmony. By cultivating our Te, inner power flourishes through compassion and balance. This concept helped to harmonize ancient societies with the forces of nature they relied upon so heavily. Today, the same idea of ecology and sustainability guides the impact of our footprint towards the pursuit of a more mindful existence that aligns personal fulfillment with the wider worldwide community. Conclusion of these 8 sentiments. The Tao Te Ching's impact echoes through the teachings of Zen and into contemporary philosophy, in ways that still influence our modern ecology, social wellness, and self-help circles. In our fast-paced world, the Tao Te Ching's ability to encourage flow and yield through simplicity enhances our lives profoundly. The reduction of stress by fostering peace in today's competitive, materialist, data-weaponized climate reveals an honorable approach to attaining true strength. By embracing the ancient way today, we are better equipped to witness how the life force of the universe will naturally allow everything to fall into its natural place. We hope that you found this brief overview interesting enough to want to know more. The full Tao Te Ching book is now available in the public domain for free. If you'd like to savor the original paradoxes, Wu Wei insights, and humble wisdoms beyond the 8 sentiments, we have presented here, simply follow the links in the description below to access PDF and audio versions of the full text in all its poetic glory. A quick search online will also lead towards Chinese-English bilingual editions, as well as other worldwide translations. As promised, here's the reason we can technically claim that this video is a world exclusive. Extensive searches of academic literature and historical records have found that no one has previously captured the emotional heart and love for life of Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching text in quite the same structured way as the 8 sentiments format that we've extrapolated into this video for your pleasure and convenience. This means that our genuinely unique commentary has cleverly distilled Lao Tzu's poetic masterpiece into carefully themed, digestible insight chunks that we're entitled to reveal as a world first. So if you see the same format anywhere else, it has very likely been derived directly from this video. Written to provide a succinct antidote to the strife of modern living, our respectful analysis of this philosophical text strives to stay faithful to the classical interpretation of Lao Tzu's poetic chapters. The unique Western lens we've applied to these ancient Eastern wisdoms are intended to portray the Tao Te Ching's poetic critique of the more rigid forms of Confucianism that were popular around the same time. By consciously maintaining the intimate feel that these thoughtful words evoke, we aim to offer a path of insight that make these works accessible to everyone in a fresh and inspiring way. And here's our bonus secret summary. The final, most beautiful, timeless wisdom that Lao Tzu left with us is hidden between every line. Rather than requesting its readers to become someone else, the Tao Te Ching invites you to stop being who you're not. When the noise fades, the striving softens, and we finally rest in the flow, we remember the quiet, wild, unbreakable aliveness that was already humming inside us all along. That deep and profound remembering is the Tao smiling back at us. Thank you for walking this way with me. If even one of these 8 sentiments touched your heart, carry them with you into tomorrow. See you in the comments, and perhaps later, somewhere further downstream. Until then, go with the flow, stay calm, and keep things easy. That's how life is supposed to be.